Hello children, welcome back. Today we are going to continue with exercise 8b. So let us begin with question number 2. Okay, question number 2, we have to find out which of the given numbers are in proportion. Let us take the first question. These are the numbers which are given to you: 30, 42, 5 and 7. Okay, the numbers are just put with separated from each other by commas. The first two numbers represent the first ratio, that is 30:42, and you have to prove that these are in proportion with the second ratio, that is 5:7. So you can reframe the question: 30:42 is as 5:7. Now we have to find out whether they are in proportion or no. So let me write the first ratio as a fraction and the second ratio also as a fraction. Now this ratio can be reduced. I can make use of the 2 table. 2 15s are 30, 2 21s are 42. Again I can make use of the 3 table now. 3 5s are 15, 3 7s are 21. So you can see that this ratio is now reduced to 5/7, and this is also in the simple form is 5/7. So both the ratios when simplified in the fraction form come to the same. So I can make my statement, therefore they are in proportion. Okay? So reduce the first ratio, reduce the second ratio. If the reducing is possible, wherever it is possible, reduce it and check whether you are getting the same answer for both the ratios. In the same way, you all can do the rest of the sums of question 2. Find the value of x in each of the following proportions. We are given a proportion like this: 36:81 is as x is to 63. Now you have to find the unknown quantity, that is x. So here we will make use of the formula product of means is equal to product of extremes. Now let us see which are the means. I hope you remember which are the means and which are extremes. The outermost ones are extremes, the inner ones are means. So means are 81 and x. So 81 multiplied by x is equal to 36 multiplied by 63. Okay, these are the means, these are the extremes. Now to find the value of x, I have told you before also, when you are going to find the value of the unknown, keep the unknown alone on that side of the equation. So I will leave the x alone. 81 which is multiply over here, when it goes on the other side will become divide. Okay, so the 81 which was multiplied, it became divide on the other side of the equation and the x is left alone. Now you will find the value of x. You will see what you all can reduce over here. Like 81 and 36 I can reduce using the 9 table. 9 4s are 9 9s are. 9 and 63 also can be reduced. 9 1s are 9 7s are. So finally what are you left with after reducing? There is 4 multiplied by 7 which is 28 upon 1 which is equal to 28. So like this I have found the value of x. So in the same way you will solve the rest of the sums in question number 3. Alright, moving to question number 4. In a proportion, the first, second and fourth terms are 32, 112 and 217 respectively. Find the third term. So you are given the first, second and fourth term. The third term is unknown. So we can put like this, question 4. First term is 32. Second term is 112. Third term is unknown, so I will put it as x, and the fourth term is 270. Okay, this is what is given to you all. Now I will write it as a proportion statement. So it will be the first ratio, first and second terms is given as 32:112 is as third term is x and fourth term is 270. Okay, this is the first term, second term, third term, fourth term. Now you can again make use of the formula product of means is equal to product of extremes. Okay, so multiply the means are 112 and x, extremes are 32 and 217. Keep the x alone. Take the 112 on the other side. Now you reduce whatever is possible and find the value of x. Similarly, question 5. In a proportion, the first, third and fourth terms are 51, 81 and 108. Find the second term. So second term keep as x. The first term, third term, fourth term is given to you all. Use the same formula and find the value of x. Okay, moving to question number 6. The income of Ruchi and Rajan are in the ratio 4:7. So here we have the income of Ruchi and Rajan. The income is in the ratio 4:7. If Ruchi's income is 4 parts, Rajan's income is 7 parts. Ruchi earns rupees 16,800 per month. So Ruchi is earning 16,800 per month. Find Rajan's income, or how much does Rajan earn per month. So we know how much Ruchi earns, but we don't know how much Rajan is earning. So let Rajan's income be x. So now we can express this as a proportion. The ratio of the income was 4:7. Now this has to be in proportion with their actual incomes. Okay, this is the ratio. The actual income of Ruchi is 16,800. Now please remember here children, this is Ruchi's, this is Rajan's. So here Ruchi will come first and Rajan will come next. Now Rajan's actual income is unknown, so we have kept it as x. Now use the formula product of means is equal to product of extremes. Okay, your means are 7 into 16,800. Your extremes are 4 into x. Keep the x alone on that side of the equation. Get the 4 on the other side. Multiply will become divide. Find the value of x. After reducing this, whatever answer that you get will be Rajan's income. Question number 7. An electric pole casts a shadow of length 20 meters at a time when a tree 6 meters high casts a shadow of length 8 meters. Find the height of the pole. So we are given the length of the shadow cast by the electric pole. So we have an electric pole here and we have a tree here. Okay. Now the electric pole is casting a shadow. Let us first take the length of the shadow. The electric pole is casting a shadow of 20 meters at a time when a tree 6 meters high casts a shadow of length 8 meters. So at a given time, the electric pole's shadow is of 20 meters length and the tree's shadow is 8 meters in length. Okay, so this is the length of their shadows. Now, the tree in actual is 6 meters high. So, height in real we can say. In reality, the height of the tree is 6 meters. Now, we have to find the height of the electric pole, or we can say let the height of the electric pole be x. Now how can this data help you to find the height of the electric pole? Let us take ratio of shadows first. Okay, ratio of shadow. If I say what is the ratio of the shadow of the electric pole to the tree, it will be 20:8. Okay, remember here, let me put this like this. ratio of the shadows of pole and tree. If pole is 20 meters at a given time, the tree is 8. So ratio of the shadow of the pole to the tree is 20:8. What will be the ratio of their heights? Ratio of real height. Pole and tree. Now please remember children, the two ratios will be in proportion. Okay, it will be equal. This is the ratio of their shadows. The ratio of the real height also will be equal to this ratio. So ratio of the real height of the pole is unknown, so I will put it as x. Of the tree is 6 meter. So the ratio of the real height pole is to tree is x is to 6. Now these two ratios are supposed to be in proportion. Shadow ratio of pole is to tree and the real height ratio of the pole and the tree. Now getting this expression, you can now find the value of x using the formula product of means is equal to product of extremes. The next one, the ratio of copper and zinc in an alloy is 9:5. If the weight of zinc in the alloy is 9.5 grams, what is the weight of copper in it? So we have copper and zinc. The ratio of copper and zinc in the alloy is 9:5. This is the ratio. Now the actual weight we have to find. Copper and zinc. Actual weight. Let's see what is given to us. The weight of zinc is given as 9.5 gram. But the weight of copper is unknown. So we will keep the unknown weight as x. Okay? So actually in the ratio form, they are the ratio 9:5. The weight copper is unknown, so let it be x. Zinc is 9.5. So this is also in ratio. So these two ratios are equal and they are therefore in proportion. So 9:5 is in proportion to x is to 9.5. Now please make sure copper is first, zinc is second. So in this ratio also copper should be first, zinc should be second. Now how will you find the value of x? Again do the same thing. Product of means is equal to product of extremes. So you have a decimal here, your means are 5 into x and your extremes are 9 into 9.5. So let us find x. 9 into 9.5 divided by 5. 9.5 and 5, you can reduce it. You can say 5 ones are 5 and 5 ones are 5, extra 4, 5 19s are 95. But since it was 9.5, it had one decimal place. So the answer also over here will have one decimal place. So I reduced the 9.5 and 5. I did 5 ones are 5, 5 19s are 95. In the 19, I put one decimal place since there was one decimal place here. So it became 1.9. Now to find x, you have to do 9 into 1.9. And how will you do 1.9 multiplied by 9? Remove the decimal point, multiply. You get 171. Now since your question had one decimal place, your answer will also have one decimal place. So your final answer will be 17.1 gram. And that will be the weight of copper. Okay, moving to the last question. The ratio of length and breadth of a rectangular plot is 9:5. If its breadth is 60 meter, find its length. So we are given the ratio of length and breadth. Question 9. Length and breadth of the rectangular plot. If length is 9 parts, breadth is 5 parts. Now, in the next ratio, we know that the actual breadth is 60 meters and the actual length is unknown. So this is the ratio of their actual length and breadth. X is the unknown value, the length is unknown, the breadth in reality is 60 meters. So these two ratios are equal and therefore they are in proportion. So 9:5 is in proportion with X is to 60. Use the formula for product of means is equal to product of extremes and get your answer. Thank you. Have a nice day.